Hi, y'all. This is Kristen Chenoweth.
Hi, I'm Gloria Stefan.
This is Sarah Bareilles.
Hi, I'm Patty Lapone.
This is Lin-Manuel Miranda. You're listening to the Broadway Podcast Network.
Welcome to the Theater Podcast, intimate personal conversations with theater's biggest names. I am your host, Alan Seals, and this is a special year-end wrap-up with a special co-host this year, none other than the Ensemblist host, Mr. Mo Brady. How you doing, Mo?
I am very good. Thank you for asking me. I love talking about my feelings.
Do you have a favorite? This is the year-end wrap-up for all 2019, so we're talking pre- and post-Tonys. Do you have a favorite from the whole year?
I have a favorite play and a favorite musical, and they are united in spirit.
What are they?
Well, they are united in spirit because they are experiences that can only happen in the theater. I think the more that we can watch things at home, have things streamed to our phones or our TVs, the more we are craving a unique experience in the theater where we are sharing space with other audience members.
Mm-hmm.
And so the two shows that hit me the most were What the Constitution Means to Me and Hadestown, because they both really incorporated the audience as a character in the storytelling. I mean, I love that moment at the beginning of Hadestown where Andre DeShields come out and he's like, all right. And everyone in the audience is like, all right. And he's like, all right. And you're like, and we all had to agree to go on this journey with
You're
them.
talking to me. You're actually talking to me.
I loved that. That feels so unique to me. Not unique in terms of never happened in the theater before, but that's the kind of experience that I'm going to take time and participate in rather than just go home.
Are you happy with the general trend of jukebox musicals that are coming out now? Because there was a lot this year.
Do you mean the bio musical, or do you mean more like Jagged Little Pill?
Well, you can go through. I guess more of a bio, because
you're talking about Tina, Summer, Ain't Too Proud, Cher Show.
Yeah.
I'm 38 years old, and none of these bio musicals have been written for me.
Mm.
And so when we get the Lady Gaga bio musical, maybe I'm going to feel differently.
Well, Britney Spears is coming in theory.
Will it be I think that's more of like a story being told with her music. I don't know. Yeah. So I haven't loved any bio musical I've seen, even the more well-crafted ones like Jersey Boys are beautiful, because none of those artists were ones that I connected to before I walked into the theater.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't walk in with an automatic connection to them.
Right.
But let's get a Lizzo musical in 30 years and I'll be like, oh my God, this is so good, because it will do the exact thing for me that it's doing for 60-year-old moms at the Lent Fontaine right now.
Well, it's the producers who are bringing the money who want to see these biopics of their generation's icons.
And the people who are willing to spend $140 on a ticket, $180 on a ticket.
Mm-hmm.
That's who musicals are being shot to Broadway for, not me.
Yeah.
I get press comps. I'm not paying. So no, but maybe in the future.
There were a couple standouts for me. I enjoyed everything. I'm one of those people I would be a terrible critic because I'm always looking for the positive in everything. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh, I like that for this reason, like that and that for this reason. Freestyle Love Supreme for me just blows me away in the amount of talent that all of those people have on stage.
Sure.
I mean, not like... It's a different kind of talent because everybody obviously on a Broadway stage has bukus of talent coming out everywhere. A performance, like a spectacle, Moulin Rouge for me.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that is a show to see.
Well, sure, that's also a very theatrical experience.
Yes. It's not like the story. The story. The story is not profound, but it's just, oh my God, the set and the dancing and the arrangements are...
You walk into that theater and it's all like they've transformed the
whole house.
Yeah. Exactly.
The whole house is the Moulin Rouge.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
You know where your money went to, or where other people's money went to.
Licensing, music licensing.
Yeah.
Did you talk to me about Oklahoma? Did you like the new Oklahoma?
I liked the new version of Oklahoma more than I probably would have liked a traditionally staged production of Oklahoma. Did all of the concepts work for me? No. Did some of them work for me? Yes. I just like they did something weird with it. I don't know. I just thought it was interesting.
Yeah, I did too. I have never seen a staged performance of the traditional.
Oh, I think I've seen like high school productions.
Well, I saw like the movie but this worked. Like I said, it mostly worked for me, and I got it. I got what they were trying to do, and I really loved it. And of course, just the inclusivity and the fact that Ali Stroker was in it, and being in a wheelchair was not. It was just her. It wasn't. There was no attention called to it.
I didn't see Ali. I saw her understudy.
Oh, really?
Or standby, Sacha Hutchings, and she does not perform in a wheelchair. When I saw she was going on, I was like, oh, she'll be doing the track of Ali.
Yeah,
and she walks out and does the whole thing on 2 feet. And that was really fascinating to me, was sort of the theater crafting of it. Is like, you've created a role around someone in a wheelchair. How does it get manipulated when that person doesn't have a wheelchair? That was interesting for me. Of course, Ali is also great.
Right. Well, this she made history this year.
Yeah, definitely.
For winning the Tony, first actress in a actor period in a wheelchair to win a Tony Award. Just incredible. Which also the Tonys were another standout for me because I was on the red carpet of the Tonys.
Oh, look at you!
And that was an experience.
So, what were you doing?
Press for this podcast.
Oh, I've heard of it. You mean the theater podcast?
The theater podcast,
available on Broadway Podcast Network.
Yeah. I was there doing interviews of people walking by, and it was like to be on the other side of the camera. I was standing next to James Corden's parents, who were also interviewing people as they came by.
Oh, that's funny.
So I got a fun interview with James Corden's parents while they were in between interviews. So that was interesting, but that was really cool. In terms of plays, I didn't think I would love this as much as I did. Darren Brown's Secret.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
I am in love with that show. And Darren Brown he's a UK phenomenon anyway, a mentalist, right? And I was so nervous to interview him.
Oh, yeah, because you're like, he's going to get my brain.
He's going to get my brain and control the conversation. But he's sort of an opposite of his stage persona in that he's kind of shy and he's very reserved. And I'm sure he's picking up on things. He just wasn't going there because he wasn't on, I put in air quotes. But Frankie and Johnny, I really loved. I think it closed too early. Closed way too early, I think. Did you see that?
No.
I mean, it was the incredible performances. The most recent thing I saw was Cyrano. Did you get to see that?
No, you see more things than I do. You're a dad, but you live in New York City, so you get to see more plays.
I just have a very loving and understanding wife. Crystal, shout out to you. You're the best.
I do not have a very loving and understanding wife.
No.
You
have a loving and understanding husband?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Did you have a favorite play?
What the Constitution Means to Me.
Yeah, of course.
I just, it was, made me rethink what a play could be.
Yeah.
And I loved the form movement of it. I just didn't know what was coming, and I loved that.
Standout performance for me was Adam Driver in Burn This.
Oh.
That dude, I mean, like, all I know
Oh, is Adam Driver a good actor?
Yeah, he's totally a good actor. All I knew of him was a couple episodes of Girls that, I didn't really watch Girls. And then of course, Star Wars. But then I was like, oh, this Star Wars guy is going to be on stage. Is going to be any good. Blew me away.
Yeah.
Just incredible the where he went to with that character. But, and then even Jake Gyllenhaal too for Seawall of Life. Again, and Tom Sturridge too. Dom and Jake both. Love the idea of putting 2 1-acts together. It worked.
Yeah.
The theme, it was all about parenting and dad life and whatnot. It worked, but both of them, I saw it twice and I looked around and like there were sniffles and sobbings and like grown men talking about thinking about their children. Just it was an extremely well produced and well directed play. And I think when it moved to Broadway from off Broadway, well deserved, and it worked.
Yeah.
Did you see anything that was like off Broadway or kind of like?
I saw 11 off Broadway shows, but nothing particularly off Broadway, I would say. Oh, I guess I saw We Are the Tigers. That was pretty off Broadway. But most of the things I saw were like Rock of Ages or Broadway Bounty Hunter.
I love Broadway Bounty Hunter. I thought it was Annie Golden is a gem. Yeah. She is a treasure.
Made it all the way to the public to see Soft Power, which I really enjoyed as well. I really thought it was interesting. I would love to see another draft of it, to be honest. I think there's still things to be figured out, and I don't know what the future of that show is, if there is one. But the way they were playing with the form of musical theater, I just thought was really interesting and entertaining at the same time.
Speaking of playing with theater, one of the things that I will count for 2016, even though it's opening next year, is 6.
2019?
Where are we?
This year is called 2016? You sure did.
Because I'm looking at 6, the musical's launch event. Yeah. I will count for 2019. I went to the press launch event for 6.
Cool.
And I didn't know anything about it. I saw some clips and things, and whatnot from their out of town run, but their Broadway launch. I'm so excited for that show, even though it's coming in 2020. Yeah. I'm still counting that as one of my favorite moments of 2019.
The launch event was worth it for you. Oh, that's cool. I have been specifically staying away from 6 because I love walking into a theater blind. I love that experience of not knowing what's going to happen.
Yeah,
so
me too.
I know there's 6 queens and they're going to sing like Spice Girls music at you, but I don't really know any of it. And I look forward to that experience when I do get to see it.
Yeah.
And be shooketh.
Well, that's nice. I get the press comps too, and it's nice going before the reviews are out.
Yeah.
So we get to go see these things, like final previews mostly is what I try to go see.
Yeah, I saw Jagged Little Pill last night, and it was after opening, but I'd stayed away from reviews. I was like, I want to go in as blind as I can about this thing that everybody is talking about because I want to go in and I want to have my own experience.
What'd you think of it?
I think there are some really incredible moments in it, and there are some things that didn't work as well for me. I think the cast is almost uniformly great.
They're amazing.
I think the cast is really spectacular.
And I enjoy Ezra, a non-binary actor in the show.
Really an interesting ensemble in terms of being unique personalities. It's called a chorus, but it's kind of the opposite of a chorus because they're also unique.
Mm-hmm. They all work together to make this like cacophonous sort of ensemble. So like you were saying, they all stand out individually, but together it's all like one solid block of talent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is there anything else from the year that sticks out in your mind?
Performances. I talk about ensemble performances all the time. So I was actually thinking, what leading performances really stood out to me this year? Because I don't get a chance to talk about those very often. And I'd love to say 2. Erica Henningsen in Mean Girls is so good. Erica is a Broadway star. She has such a heavy lift in that show, and she does it so well, and she's so vocally strong. Don't sleep on Erica Henningsen. That's what I have to say, people. She is going to blow us all away. I mean, not that she isn't doing great work in Mean Girls or did great work in Les Mis. I think she made her debut as a Fantine in Les Mis. But Eric Henningsen is so good. And then Alex Brightman. He's such a force in that show.
Absolutely.
That looks exhausting.
Yeah.
And the vocal tricks that he's doing, and the way that he's able to ride that line between of humor and sort of being unlovable but lovable at the same time. I just think he's.
Did you see it out of town in DC?
No, I've seen it twice here.
Because they completely reworked it. Because it got pretty bad reviews.
Yeah.
In DC, and they were saying that it was borderline like highly offensive.
Huh.
And then when I was talking with Alex Timbers, he was just saying like after the reviews after DC, they came between then and New York, they completely shifted the tone so that he was less of a jerk and was able to find that line. So the fact that you're calling it out like is a testament to how well they've reworked it.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what they were trying to do. So yeah, good on them.
Good on them.
Good on them for doing that. All right. Well, it's been an amazing 2019. 2020, let's hope it's going to be just as good.
I mean, it always is, right? There's always
something.
There's always something.
Yeah.
What are you looking forward to most? Other than 6, not the press launch.
Oh goodness, I was really looking forward to Music Man until all this politics with Beetlejuice came in, and now I feel like I want to stand in solidarity with Beetlejuice, but I still want to see Music Man. I just hope the theater situation can get worked out. Because I'm a huge fan of Hugh and Sutton both. What are you looking forward to?
I mean, this is already playing, but West Side Story. What the heck is happening down there? I don't know. But in that same way that, like, I don't know if it's going to work. I don't know if it's not going to work. I don't know if I'm going to like it. But, like, yeah, let's do crazy stuff with, like, the Oklahoma thing. Like, let's do crazy stuff and just see if it works. I mean, it's not my money. So if it doesn't work and it closes, sorry, guys. But I am excited by the idea of throwing new ideas at classics and seeing if they work.
You know what? I'm going to put this out in the universe. I want to see, everybody's talking about Jamie.
Oh, sure.
Come from the West End to Broadway. Mm-hmm. I saw it on the West End.
Oh, yeah.
Love it. Love the soundtrack. Love the story. Based on a true story.
Do you think it's going to translate well? Do you think it would translate well?
I think it would. I really do. There's a couple like UK specific types of words that,
No, then definitely not. Yeah.
There are things like...
I only want people to speak to me in American.
Well, like we have to change chips to fries because we call them different things here in America. But I think it's a story about a teenage kid who wants to be himself. Mm-hmm. And I think that translates. I hope it translates because it needs to.
I wonder if it's living in the same world of Becoming Nancy and maybe one will eke out a Broadway run and the other one won't. I don't know. They sort of, in theory, are the same kind of story. Mm-hmm. But I haven't heard either.
I want Dreamgirls over here too.
Yeah. That sounds, well, probably not that far off. I'm excited about 6. And I'm excited about Carol Interchange because I have never really listened to either of those. And those, one has been around for much longer than the other, but I don't really know either. And so I'm excited about walking in blind and having an experience that other people have really enjoyed in the past and seeing how it lands with me.
Well, it's going to be a great year, I think. So anyway, we'll wrap this up. Thank you for this incredible conversation, as always.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
And where can we find you?
You can find me at The Ensemblist. We are on Instagram and Twitter, and we are in your podcast feed at The Ensemblist, and we are at theensemblist.com.
All right. And of course, Theater Podcast, theater_podcast on Instagram and Twitter, thetheaterpodcast.com. And thank you, Mo Brady, for this year-end wrap-up. Here's to a 2020.
Here we go.
Clink.
Clink.
We need real glasses.
Take a deep breath, make the world a little colorful.